Hi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. So today for this first part of the exam, what we will be doing is called an oral mechanism exam. So basically what I'm doing is just looking at your facial structures and oral structures to make sure that they are symmetrical, that they have good range of motion and strength, as well as sensation.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions at all before I get started?
No.
Okay, and you can always ask questions too as we're going along if anything comes up. So first I want you to just sit as normal, and I'm going to look at the symmetry of your face, make sure that everything's symmetrical as well as aligned, make sure that your eyes are correct distance apart, that your nose shape and bridge of it are adequate. Everything looks good though as far as that. And so next I'm going to have you do some movements of your face. So first, can you just clench your teeth like this? Okay, perfect. And then I want you to puff your cheeks out. And then make an O shape with your mouth. Nice. And then can I have you smile big? Nice. And now can you alternate those movements? So going like O, E, O, E. Nice. Okay. So now I'm going to check the strength of your facial structures. So I'm going to have you push against me with these. So I'll have you smile first. And I'm going to push against, but don't let me push it in. Nice. And then I'm going to have you make the O shape again. And I'll try to pull it apart, but don't let me. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to have you lastly puff your cheeks, and I'm going to try to push your cheeks in. Nice. All right, everything looks strong there. So now we're going to do some sensation. So I'm going to touch on two sides of your cheeks, or on both cheeks, and then let me know if it feels the same on both sides.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm going to check the inside, so same thing. I'll do both sides.
Yep.
Does it feel the same? Okay. Now I'll just go ahead and do your forehead too, so let me know if it feels the same on both sides.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to go on a little bit more with your forehead and check the movement and the symmetry of that. So can you raise your eyebrows first for me? All right, and now shut your eyes really tight. Now can you open your eyes really wide? Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to look at the strength of that. So if you could take your glasses off really quick for this one. I'm going to have you shut your eyes tight, and I'm going to try to pull them apart, but don't let me. Nice. Okay. So you can go ahead, and put those back on. And I already checked your forehead sensation. Everything looked good with that. So we will move on to your lips. So you can just sit like normal. I'm looking at the symmetry of your lips and making sure that you have a good seal and that there's no signs of drooling. Don't see any of that. So everything is good at first observation there. So next I'm going to have you do some movements with your lips. So first I want you to pucker your lips. All right, and then can you purse your lips? So, and then can you push your lips together? Nice. Okay, and now I'm going to have you do that O shape just one more time so I can take another look. Nice. And can you push your lips out with the O? Like, nice. Okay, so now we'll check the strength of your lips. So I'm going to stick this stick in between your lips while you're pressing them down together, and I'm going to try to pull it out, but I want you to try to not let me pull it out. Nice. Okay. And now I'll have you press your lips together, and I'll try to pull them apart with my hands, upwards and downwards, but don't let me. Okay. Nice. So everything kind of looked good with the strength there, so now we'll check the sensation of your lips, and I'll touch on both sides, kind of like what we were doing before, and let me know if it feels the same on both sides.
Yep.
Yep. Perfect. Now we can move on to your jaw. So you can sit at a comfortable position with your mouth open a little bit, and so I can take a look at your jaw. All right. And I was just looking for any tremors, which would kind of look like almost a little shaking, and to see if there's any issues with your jaw there, but I did not observe any of that. And now I'll have you move your jaw a little bit for me. So first, can you just open wide? And then can you move your jaw side to side? Nice. And now I'll have you open and close your jaw. Nice. Okay. So now we'll test strength of your jaw, and I'll have you open your mouth while I'm trying to close it, but don't let me close it. Nice. And now the opposite, so I want you to close your mouth while I try to open it. Awesome. Okay, and then lastly, I will stick this stick back in your mouth, and I'll have you bite down on it, and I'm going to try to pull it out, but don't let me pull it out. Great. Okay. So now we'll move on to taking a look at your tongue. So for this one, we're going to start out, and I'm just going to have you kind of hold out your tongue like this, and I'll be looking at it for a little while, 15 seconds-ish, to kind of make sure that it's symmetrical, make sure that there's no tremors, kind of like what I was talking about before, or any abnormal movement in there, or any bacteria growing, anything like that. So. Okay, perfect. So now I'll have you move your tongue a little bit. So first, can you put your tongue up like this, and then down, and then alternating those up and down. All right, and then to one side, and to the other side, and back and forth. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna have you push your tongue in the insides of your cheeks, kind of like this, on one side, and then the other side. Nice. And then I'm going to have you lick your lips, so like this. Nice. And then stick your tongue out, then pull it back in, and then go in and out, so. Nice. Okay. So now I'm going to have you kind of like make a G sound, so you're making that shape with your tongue without actually making the sound, so I'll do it for you first, like. Yep, nice. Okay, and then I'll have you kind of sweep your tongue across the roof of your mouth, going from front to back, kind of like you're trying, like peanut butter is stuck on the roof of your mouth and you're trying to get it back like this. Nice. Nice, okay. So now we're going to check the strength of your tongue, and I'm going to use this stick for some of them. So first I'll have you stick your tongue out and push forward against this stick, and I'm going to be putting some resistance. Nice. All right, and now I'm going to do that on the sides of your tongue, so push sideways against it. Nice, other side. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing upwards and downwards, so push up. Nice, and then push down. Nice, all right. Have a nice and strong tongue. So now I'm gonna have you do the one where you push inside of your cheek like this. And I'm gonna push against it this time, and don't let me push it in. Nice, and then the other side. Awesome, okay. So now I'm gonna test your tongue sensation. So I'm gonna want you to tell me if this feels different on either or it feels the same on both sides. So can you go like this so I can get to the sides?
Yep.
Felt the same? Okay. So now I'm gonna get my flashlight out here. Okay. So next we're gonna look at your teeth. So I want you to open your mouth so that I can take a look at your teeth. And it looks like you have good oral hygiene. I don't see any kind of dryness or excessive inflammation or anything like that. It looks like your teeth are lined well. No spaces that are an issue, it looks like. So everything looks good like that. Now can I have you bite down like this so I can see your bite? All right, good occlusion there. And now I'm gonna have you smile big again so that I can take a look at your gums. It looks like your gums are very healthy as well. So I'm going to have you do the same thing again so I can see your gums. I'm going to test the sensation of your gums. So same thing, I'm going to touch it on both sides, and I want you to tell me if it feels the same on both sides. Yep. Okay. Now I'm going to take a look in your mouth again and look at your palate and velum. So that's kind of at the back of your mouth, and I'm going to be looking for normal height and shape of that, and looking at your tonsils and everything like that, making sure that everything looks normal. All right, and everything is looking good. Normal height and elevation of that. So now I'm going to look in your mouth again, and I'm going to be watching that, but I want you to say ah this time for me so I can look at the elevation of that. Nice. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to have you do kind of the same thing and do ah, ah, ah. Yep. All right, so good elevation there. And now the fun part, I'm going to do test the sensation of that using a gag reflex, okay? So I'm going to walk this back on your tongue until we get that gag reflex, okay? Okay. All right, awesome. And so now we're going to do a couple kind of speech things. So first I want you to say pa pa pa, and I'm going to time you, so just wait 1 second until I get this timer up. So I'm going to have you do it for just 5 seconds for me. So I want you to say pa 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 as fast as you can and as steady as you can for 5 seconds. Ready? Go. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing with ta ta ta. Okay? Ready? Go. Okay. Now ka ka ka. Okay, nice. And now we're going to put those all together, so you're going to do pataka, pataka, pataka. Okay? Go.
Pataka, 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 pataka.
Alright, awesome. And then one last one, so I want you to do ha 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 ha. Okay, as fast as you can. And as steady as you can. Okay. Alright, awesome. And now can you hold out ah for as long as you can? Nice. Okay. So now I'm going to have you hold your breath for 6 seconds, and I'll count for you. All right. Nice. Okay. So now we're going to do some glides. So for these, we're going to glide up on ah. So sometimes it helps me if I kind of use my hand as a guide. So like we're going to glide up on pitch. So ah. So like that. All right. So you can try it out.
All right.
Nice. And now we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to glide down. So Nice. Okay. And now I want you to give me a good cough like this. Nice. And now I'm going to have you do a throat clear. So nice. Okay, so now we're going to do something called a dry swallow. So this is just basically when you're swallowing without any food or liquid actually in your mouth. So I'm going to also put my hand kind of like this on your throat so I can make sure that everything's moving okay in there. So I'm going to have you swallow whenever you're ready. Okay, nice. All right, so last thing, we're going to look at some shoulder and neck muscles. So I want you to shrug your shoulders for me. All right, awesome. And now I want you to turn your head to one side. Now the other side. Okay, and now I'm going to put some resistance against those. So shrug your shoulders again, and I'm going to push down, but don't let me. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to have you turn your head to this side, and I'm going to try to push resistance against it. Nice. Now the other side. Awesome. All right, looks like you have strong muscles there as well. So everything looked good. Do you have any other questions before we end off?
I don't think so.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.